So I'm going to give you a few pointers on chattarunga and how to come into it and how to build the strength and alignment to do it easily. So the first thing that you need in order to do chattarunga is to have a nice stable plank position. So we'll look at that first. You come onto your hands and knees and you want to find a nice strong spine, so not dipping in the back, which is what tends to happen when we move into plank. Lift the tummy up into the spine a little bit. Feel the neck and head line up with the spine straight ahead. Gaze a little bit forwards, okay? Take one leg back, push into the heel and start to feel that connection through the heel right up to just under the ribs. Feel the core strength supporting that, okay? Take the other leg back and in that same way, feel the strength of the legs coming through the core, aligning to the crown of your head. Plank is your first thing you need to build a strength in. When you feel like that's okay, we are ready to start to lower it down in chattarunga. So to begin with, if you find chattarunga challenging, I always suggest that people do it on their knees. I kind of say that quickly in passing. I'm going to break that down a little bit here. So you come into all fours, come back into that nice strong plank position again. Now to do chattarunga on your knees, you're not coming to all fours. You're literally dropping your knees down to make your legs shorter. It's as if your legs start at your knees. You've got a line from your knees through your hips to your shoulders into the crown of your head. Now that's where we're going to do chattarunga from. Look forwards a little bit, move your shoulders forwards to come down and push back up. I would do that a few times. See if you can keep the alignment through your core, again not dipping in your back but using your core muscles. It's like a funny kind of a press up because your elbows come in by your sides rather than outwards, okay? Build that up. When that feels good, you feel nice and aligned there, we'll start to bring it up to straight legs. Do you know what we'll do first? We'll do it like that. Straighten the legs for a moment in the lowered position and then knees down, we'll push it back up. So we'll add on a tiny bit. So same thing, little short plank on your knees. Look forward a little bit, lower it down, lift your knees, knees on the floor, push back up. So we'll do it again, but one thing I want to point out here, you might have noticed already, it's a forward movement. What I'm not doing is trying to drop my shoulders down between my hands. I'm keeping my elbows above my wrists, so I'm coming to this position and not this one, okay, as I come down. Let's try it again. All fours, short plank, lower it down, shoulders going forwards, lift your knees. There's chattarunga right there. Knees down, push it back up. It's a really good way to start to build a bit more strength. You think you're ready for the full thing? What I would suggest is take a block, anything you've got, a cork block, foam block, even a book, a cushion, something that'll fit between the thighs. We're going to do plank with that between the thighs and see about lowering it down. Okay, so all fours, hands a little further out than you would for just a regular table position and into plank. Shoulders over the wrists. Look forwards a little bit, engage through your core, bring your shoulders forwards, elbows above the wrists, and you can bring it all the way down. If you really want to build that strength, try and build it back up again, bring it up. Up she comes, back. Downward dog. Okay. Much harder than it looks, I know. And I'll give you a couple more things that'll help. One really important thing is the alignment of the neck and the head, okay? So here, in this position here, you see the crown of the head aligned with the spine. What you'll notice is that you can swallow, you can talk, your throat is in line. And this allows your digestive tract to support your body in that posture. What is inclined to happen in plank and certainly in chattarunga is that people lead with their head. In their efforts to come down, they start drawing their head forward, throat all out of position, and this all collapses. It just kind of goes together. Head forward, this sinks. Bring your throat back in, your head in line, and you create this space through the front and the ability to keep your core engaged. Okay, so that's the first thing to think about, keeping that head in line. Let's do it again with the block between the thighs because that really fires up the legs and they're an important part of the full thing. So back into plank, Now, before we move, just think about your head, because even here I often see students dropping the head down, maybe looking towards the feet. Your gaze is like about there. Maybe, I don't know, is that a foot ahead of your hand? As you start to move forwards, don't lead with your head. Look ahead of you. Keep your head in line and push it on back up. Okay, so you maybe want to try that a few times, literally just thinking, where's my head here? Now, to help you also to feel the position chaturanga, I don't think this helps with the strength, but I do think it might help you just to connect to the feeling. And sometimes I think it's about making the connection to the muscles more than even building the strength of the muscles. So I'm going to put the 2 blocks this way, long ways kind of on the mat, standing up tall, just about shoulder width apart, or as close to that as I can estimate. And then I have my hands just behind them. I'm going to come into plank and see if this helps you. So the hands are behind. I'm going to land my shoulders on those blocks. Take a breath in, line up the neck and head, breathe out, shoulders forwards onto those blocks. Now they're totally holding my weight. I really don't have to do very much except a bit of core holding here. But it really helps to kind of feel like, okay, that's where I'm headed, all right? Oh, knees down and push it back up. Nice way of kind of feeling, okay, that's where my shoulders need to be in front of my hands, and the neck and head, you've got time to play with bringing it into line, okay? Finally, full thing. Come into plank. Now we're going to lower it all the way down, but we're going to hover first. So plank, think about those blocks again. Imagine you're bringing your shoulders forwards onto them, holding it, and then putting it all down, tummy, chest, legs, the whole lot together. After all that work, I definitely would give myself a little bit of cobra, a little move around here, and then draw it back into child's pose. Now, if you really want to work on that strength, we'll bring it right down and then we'll bring it up again. So let's try. Plank, here's our last go. Think about the blocks, head and neck in line, legs really fired up, forwards as you exhale. All the way down. Stay there, get ready. Breathe out to push up. And back. Downward dog, stretch it out. And then we come. Oh, lots of tricks, but you know what? It's mostly practice. So enjoy. I hope it helped, and please let me know if you have any questions. Okay. Namaste, everybody.